Thank you. Good evening to all the members, participants joining us from across the country. On behalf of the Beneficial Schemes Directorate of ICI, it gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to today's live webcast on the thoughtful provoking theme Living on Draft Why Professionals Keep Delaying Their Real Life. As a chartered accountants, we are conditioned to perfect every detail before finalizing a document report, or financial statement. However, somewhere along our professional journey, many of us unknowingly begin treating our own lives the same way, constantly waiting for the right time to travel, spend time with family, pursue our passions, prioritize our health, or simply pause and appreciate the present. We keep telling ourselves after this audit season, after this deadline, after this financial year, and before we realize it, life itself remains in draft mode. So, with this, we are privileged to have with us today's speaker, CA Payal Jain ma'am, an accomplished chartered accountant, inspirational speaker, and mentor whose practical insights and relatable experiences have inspired countless professionals to embrace purposeful living alongside professional success. Her perspective on balancing career aspirations with personal fulfillment promises to make today's session both insightful and transformative. With these words, I once again welcome our speaker, ma'am, and all the participants. I wish you all enriching, engaging, and inspiring session. Thank you. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Manushi ji. I am sure this topic, living on draft, is really a very important one and very crucial one as well. And thank you, Beneficiary Schemes Directorate, for choosing me to speaking on such a wonderful topic. I'm sure next 2 hours are going to be the beneficiary for every participant who have attended. So let me share my PPT and then we'll start. Okay. So, good evening, all the fellow chartered accountants from across the country, the seniors, colleagues, and dear friends. It is an absolute privilege to be here today. So, whenever ICAI organizes a session, our expectation is usually that we will learn a new provision, a new amendment, a new notification, maybe a new compliance requirement, or perhaps a new judicial pronouncement. But today we are not going to discuss a section of the Income Tax Act. We are not going to discuss GST. We are not going to discuss accounting standards. Today we are going to audit something much more, very much important and crucial, our own lives. Because every chartered accountant here is an expert in preparing final accounts. We know how to reconcile differences, we know how to identify hidden liabilities, we know how to value assets, we know how to quantify losses, we know how to determine the true financial positions of an organization. But somewhere in the middle of balancing everyone else's books, many of us here have forgotten to balance our own lives. And that is why today's topic touched my heart the very first time I read it. Living on draft, why professionals keep delaying their real life. What a beautiful title it is. Because there is one word in this title that every chartered accountant understands better than anyone else, and that word is draft. The meaning of a draft. How many times here we all have written the word draft? A draft financial statement, a draft audit report, a draft valuation report, a draft notice, a draft agreement, a draft reply. Even draft has one thing in common: it is not final, it is waiting for corrections, waiting for approval, waiting for signatures, waiting for the right time. And suddenly, while thinking of this, I realized many professionals here are not just writing draft reports, they are living draft lives. They are waiting. waiting for the right time to start living. How? I'll just ask a few questions here. You do not have to answer them to me. You just answer them honestly to yourself, right? So, have you ever said this to yourself? I'll start exercising after this audit season. I'll take my parents on a vacation after this financial year. I'll spend more time with my children after the GST deadlines. Or I'll call my old friend once things settle down. Or maybe I'll start meditation after this client assignment completes. Or maybe I'll finally enjoy life after I reach my financial goals. If you have ever said even one of these, you all are welcome. Welcome, my friends. You are amongst all of us today because every one of us has said something similar. And don't worry, it includes me as well. And that is why exactly today's conversation matters. I sometimes feel there is a silent disease spreading among professionals. It has no medical name. You won't find it in any of the textbooks. It doesn't appear in blood reports. It doesn't appear in MRI scans. Yet, millions of millions suffer from it. Not only our profession, but I guess every professional on this earth suffers from this disease. And this disease is called after this syndrome. After this audit, after this filing, after this quarter, after this assessment, after this litigation, after this expansion, after this office renovation, after this financial year, life will become easy. Really? Has it ever happened? Think about it. One deadline ends, another appears. One client leaves, two new clients arrive. One compliance is completed, three notifications are already issued. One tax season ends, the next planning season already begins. And professional life is designed in such a way that work never actually finishes. And in fact, I must say, this should not even finish. But yes, we all should know how to balance this. If we keep waiting for work to reduce, we may keep waiting forever. So, here I remember a story. Uh, there was this young little chap, newly qualified chartered accountant, full of dreams. He told himself, I'll enjoy life after I clear chartered accountancy course. He cleared CA. Then he said, I'll enjoy life once I establish my practice. He established his practice. Then he said, I'll enjoy after I recruit a good team. The team came. Then he said, let me first buy my own office. Okay, tick, office purchased. Now, let me buy my own house. One more tick, house purchased. Now, children's education, done. Now, daughter's marriage, done. Now, retirement, yes, this is the last phase. Retirement came. One day he looked into the mirror. His hair had turned white. His children had moved abroad. His parents were no longer alive. His body was tired. He had achieved everything except the life he had promised himself. His entire life remained what? Correct. His entire life remained a draft. So, in my opinion, the most dangerous sentence in the English language around the world is not I cannot. It is not I failed. It is this someday. Someday I'll travel. Someday I'll learn music. Someday I'll visit Kedarnath. Someday I'll spend weekends with my family. Someday I'll read books. Someday I'll relax. Friends, have you noticed something? Someday never appears on a calendar. Monday comes, Tuesday comes, Wednesday comes, but Sunday never comes. Now, let us understand why this happens specifically with we chartered accountants. We belong to one of the most respected professions in the country. People trust us with their finances, their compliances, their businesses, their dreams, their life savings. That responsibility is enormous. And therefore, we become wired differently. Our minds are constantly scanning for mistakes. Our brain never switch off. Even while sitting at a dinner, we suddenly remember, oh, did I send that ROC filing? Even during vacations, we check emails. Even at weddings, clients call and we do attend those calls, even if it is in the wee hours. Even during festivals, WhatsApp notifications keep coming. Profession slowly becomes lifestyle. Lifestyle slowly becomes your identity, and identity slowly becomes your existence. And one day, without realizing it, we stop living. We start functioning. We are not actually living. We are living robots. We are following the uh, functions that are put in our brains. So there is a beautiful difference between existing and living. Existing means breathing, and living means feeling. Existing means earning, living means experiencing. Existing means surviving, living means connecting. Existing fills bank accounts, and living fills memories. And unfortunately, many professionals here have become experts at existing. I am really sorry to say this, but this is the irony of life. We have become experts at existing, but we are not living our lives, right? So let's do something. Imagine tonight, before sleeping, someone hands you two files. The first file contains every income tax return you have ever filed, every audit that you have completed, every assessment order you have won, every balance sheet that you have signed, every GST return you uploaded. And the second file contains every sunset you watched, every family dinner, every conversation with your parents, every birthday that you have attended, every holiday or a vacation that you have been on, every laugh with your children, a hearty laugh, every moment when someone you loved needed you and you were there present for them. So now ask yourself, which file is thicker, which file contains more papers, and more importantly, which is the file that matters more. I'm not going to answer this. This is a thing to be paused of, to be thought of, and to be analyzed of, so that after today, you'll be a changed professional. That is what my intention today is. So we have five chapters, but only one honest question. Are we living or are we existing? So it's like life is not waiting, friends. This is actually another illusion. We think life is waiting for us. We think it isn't. Life is happening while we are making plans. Your children are growing, your parents are aging, your spouse is changing, your friendships are fading, your body is changing, and most importantly, your health is changing. Whether you notice it or not, life is moving at its own pace. The clock is not at all waiting for us to become free. And as chartered accountants, we are paying a hidden cost. We understand one concept very well: the opportunity cost. every decision has a hidden cost. When we postpone living, the cost, when you postpone those vacations that you wanted to go, or when simple thing, when you postpone a book that you wanted to read today, a leisure book, not those income tax acts or the GST acts, a leisure book which you wanted to read, and you are just postponing it because you are not having time. You are dead tired at in the evenings to sit with a book and a cup of coffee. So when you are postponing all these activities, when you're postponing that visit to a gym or a Zumba class, or when you're postponing a visit to your parents, or maybe when you're postponing a zoo visit with your children, or maybe a board game to be played at your home. So when you're postponing all these things, the cost is not actually measured in money, but the cost is measured in memories. You are postponing those memories that are to be made. In the language of Gen Z's, they want to post each and everything on social media, and that is for memories, but at least they have those photos wherein they are laughing heartily out, or wherein they are doing some pranks with their teachers, or maybe where they are visiting some hideout place, as these people call abandoned house. So at least they are making those memories, and these memories they'll remember once they grow up, and they are going to laugh at this, or maybe even we have done all these things. So those were our best memories. Why do we always say that the college days were the best ones, or they were the those days were the best when we were studying? Why? Because once you enter into profession, you forget to live. You are just existing, you are just breathing, you are not creating memories. And that is why this is not a fault of your profession, this is the fault of your own self, or maybe my own self, that I am not able to balance things. I should know how to balance between my life and my profession. I should know what is my priority at a time. I should know how much time I have to give to my profession and how much time I have to give to my life. See, there is no fixed formula for this. Maybe when you are in a tax season, or maybe when you where you are into a litigation, or when where you are into dealing into a mergers deal, maybe that time you have to work day in day out for creating a pitch. You have to work day in day out for for meeting that deadline. You have to work day in day out, but then after that day in day out working, after that exhaustion, you also need a break. Take a break at least of half day. Don't just don't jump from here to there. So this is what is needed. So missed conversations, missed hugs, missed laughter, missed sunsets, missed your own health, missed moments, and unlike all these are the cost of postponing your living. These are the hidden cost which you are not able to see today. And believe me, my friends, it is a hard truth of the life. Unlike the financial losses, these losses of memories, these cost of memories cannot be recovered ever. Even if today, if you want to feel, if you want to, uh, go back to those college days of yours wherein you were a carefree person, only responsibility that you had on your brains was to study and somewhere pass out and become a chartered accountant, a flying chartered accountant, a successful chartered accountant. Apart from that, you did not had any responsibility, most of us maybe. So That was a carefree life that you were living up. And if today you want to go back, unfortunately, we do not have a time machine wherein, we can go back. So these cost, these missed losses cannot be recovered or cannot be brought back. So please live in the present. Make a plan for, your life, but make such plans which are, sustainable, and which you are living, not that which you are postponing. So today I am not here to tell you do not work or work less. I am not here to tell you that ambition is wrong. Ambition built this profession. Hard work built our practices. Discipline built our reputation. But somewhere between ambition and achievement, we must also make space for our life, for our own self. Because success should never become so expensive that we can never, no longer afford happiness. So success should not ever come at the cost of happiness. You see, your priorities should be both. It should be success as well as you should be happy to enjoy that success, not that you should be frustrated to get that success. After that, achieving those goals of yours, after, achieving those target of yours, you should not feel frustrated or you should not feel unhappy. You should have that inner peace, you should have that inner calmness, you should have that happiness to achieve that target. You should not feel that for, following my dreams, or maybe following my professional dreams, I have lost something. You should not have that guilt in your mind. So that is why I say that success should not be at the cost of your happiness, at the cost of your peace, at the cost of the happiness and peace of people around you. So, in the next part of our journey, let us try to understand something very important. Why do intelligent, successful, disciplined professionals keep postponing meaningful living? The answer is much deeper than the lack of time. It lies in the way our minds are wired, our minds are functioning, our minds are manipulated. So, come on, let's dive into this. So friends, before we move ahead, I want each one of you to close your laptop for a moment. Not literally, because otherwise you won't be able to listen to me. Just mentally, just think, imagine that you have closed your laptop. You are no longer on that screen. For the next few minutes, don't think like a chartered accountant. Don't think like a partner. Don't think like an employee. Don't think that you are a owner of certain business. Just close your mind mentally, shut it down. Don't let any of the work related thoughts come in your mind, such as, just let me just finish this 2 hours webinar and I have to jump into a meeting, or maybe I have to complete a report, or maybe I have to meet a client. Just forget everything. Be at peace and think about it. Think like a human being. Don't think that you are a professional. Just think that you are a human being. Because before we became professionals, don't forget, we were people. We became a chartered accountant afterwards, but before that, we were a person. And somewhere along this journey, many of us actually have reversed the order. Now we are professionals first, and people later. That is where the problem actually begins. So now in next few maybe minutes, I'm going to let you explore the biggest myth that we believe, that we professionals have started thinking of, that this is the truth of life. There is one sentence that quietly actually is controlling the lives of millions and millions of professionals. Give a thought to it. Think of it. What is the sentence that I'm talking about? It is, I don't have time. Just think of it. Since morning, since you got up, how many times have you said this three, four letters, four words in the entire day? I do not have time. When your child got up in the morning, say, for example, me, when the child got up in the morning to go to the school and she was not rushing, I said, I do not have time for all this. Please make it fast, right? So it starts from there. I do not have time to exercise. I do not have time to meet my parents. I do not have time to read the book that I want to. I do not have time to learn music. I do not have time to travel. I do not have time to volunteer in an program, certain program which I love, to attend. I do not have time to simply sit quietly. I do not have time. I'm just running. I'm rushing around. I have to do this. I have responsibilities at home. I have responsibilities of children. I have responsibilities at office. I have webinar to take up. So I do not, I have to rush. I just have to, one task is not completed and I have another task in my hand. This is what I am repeating again and again. I do not have time to everyone around me, my children, my spouse, my office colleagues, my staff, my maids. I do not have time. I'm reciting this, and somewhere reciting it again and again, I have started believing it that I do not have time. Why I do not have time? I do have all the time in my world, in the entire universe. Tell me, everybody has 24 hours only, or is there some magic that somebody has 48 hours, or maybe conditioned, customized. When I have more work, say in the tax season, which is upcoming, I get 48 hours a day. Is it so? No. So everybody has 24 hours. So then why some disciplined people have so much of time to do everything? They are available everywhere. You can see them in parties, you can see them in social gatherings, you can see them in professional work, you can see them with their clients, you can see them laughing around with their children. You can see them roaming around with their spouse. So they are available everywhere. Why? Even they have 24 hours, and why I do not have time? Just think about this. Just ponder over this. Why is this happening? So let me ask you here something. Is time really the problem? Is it? No. It is our priorities. So every one of us receives exactly 24 hours. Then why the CEO of a Fortune 500 company receives 24 hours? A young article assistant receives 24 hours. A retired person receives 24 hours, isn't it? So time is actually equally distributed. It is our priorities. We have, prioritize certain worthy things for us. And, we are just keeping those, like in an almirah, you keep your one favorite dress to be worn in a beautiful, someday Someday when I'll have a very nice party, that time I will wear this. So this someday, as this dress goes, behind so many clothes in your almirah, the same way many of our priorities, many of our attentions are going behind. You are just dumping them somewhere. So time is actually not an issue. The issue isn't that we lack time. The issue is that meaningful living keeps getting postponed behind the so called urgent work. Let me tell you, there is nothing in this world called as urgent. It is you have made some things as urgent, and you feel that this is more important. So why not the other thing is important? It is your choice, isn't it? So why? Make Set your priorities, plan your day, make time for everything. Like for today, let me give you an example. I had certain guests coming at my place at 11 o'clock. So when today morning I got up and I was heading to my Zumba class, my spouse was asking me, "You're still going to Zumba class today? Is it? We have guests to be, coming at 11 o'clock, and we have lunch to be attended at home." And let me tell you, every food there was to be prepared at home only. So I was like, yes, definitely I'm going to Zumba class. I've already planned everything. Once I come back, I have so many things ready, done. I have delegated certain work to the others who can help me. I am fortunate enough to have such people at my place who help me a lot. So that way, I have, planned everything. Don't worry. The lunch would be ready at 11 o'clock. And yes, it was ready at 11 o'clock. Guests came, they relished everything. We had so many items to be, delicacies on the table, and everybody enjoyed a lot. And again, after the lunch, I was in the office, I was working here, and I am here today in front of you all. So it is just about planning and delegating your work. It is about prioritizing your thing. I prioritize my health. I know that this 1 hour of Zumba class is my own. This is where I am not only giving peace to my body, but also my soul, also my mind, also my brain. My brain is relaxing at that 1 hour. It is not thinking about anything else. Or maybe sometimes I get that eureka ideas at that moment in the morning when I'm too stressed and I have to do, something innovative, or maybe I have to do something important. So many a times, experience this, observe this. It will happen with you also. Many a times at that particular 1 hour time of my relaxation, I get a eureka idea. And believe me, that eureka idea takes me to the stairs of success, right? Why does this happen? Because my mind, my brain, my body are all at sync, are all at single pace. Everything is calm. So, that time I'm thinking very proficiently. And that is why, since I'm thinking, वो जो बोलते हैं ना, शांति से बैठ के relax होके थोड़ा सा सोचो. So that is the point. My brain is thinking, relaxing and thinking. And that is why I get the best of the ideas in that 1 hour. Try this. It will, and definitely you'll experience this. And when you experience, please do remember me and let me know that. Okay, so the tyranny of the urgent, as I was talking about, as chartered accountants, we spend our lives dealing with urgency. Everything is urgent for us. The income tax due dates, yes, they are urgent with us. Though the government, keep on postponing the dates, keep on, due dates are extended. But for us, it is very important. GST returns, yes, they are very important. ROC filings, very, very important. Tax audits, very important. Internal audits, very, very important. Bank audits, oh my God, that is the crux of my entire year's practice. Bank audit, very important. Appeals. Oh my God, appeals. Arey, kya hoga? Client ko itna, the client will be pushed harder by the department. So appeals, assessment, client emergencies, everything is urgent. So every day, something or the other demands immediate attention. Tell me, in my 20 years of practice, every day there is something or the other. When I plan my day in the morning, I come to office and I think today I'll, complete these 5 to 8 things. And immediately when in the morning I enter the office and there is something, something that have unexpectedly crop up. And yes, it is very urgent. It demands my immediate attention because this is the most urgent thing in my entire uh, day. This is what happens. So this happens every day. My things do not go by plans. There is something or the other which demands my immediate attention, which is actually very urgent, in quotes, urgent in quotes. And then what happens? Gradually our mind becomes conditioned. We are manipulated. We ourselves are manipulating our minds. We ourselves are compelling our minds to believe that urgent is always more important than meaningful. And this is what the most dangerous myth that we have in our minds, because the most valuable things in life rarely shout for attention. Believe me, think about it. Think about it. The values, the thing that is most valuable for you will never shout at you. They will never say that I need your attention. So let me give you an example over here. Tell me, your children, maybe your daughter, has she ever issued you a notice for the dinner that you have missed with her? Has it ever happened this way? Dear father, this is a notice under section 250 of the Family Act, that you have missed the dinner with me yesterday, which you had promised me, for maybe a week. You told me that we'll go together on a coffee date, maybe at our favorite restaurant. We'll have dinner. You had promised me, and you were not available yesterday because you were attending some client meeting which got extended and you could not turn up. Tell me, has your daughter ever issued you such a notice? No, she hadn't. She understands you, no? She loves you, she respects you, and that is why she always understands this, that yes, my father is busy, he has more urgent work to attend. Though in the hearts, in the mind, she feels very hurt, she feels bad, but she never issues a notice. So that is why I'm saying that the most valuable thing never shouts for attention. Your parents do not send you a reminder that they miss your company. Your spouse does not upload a compliance calendar asking for one uninterrupted hour for her. She never uploads this. She is the most, or for that matter, he is the most neglected person, most ignored person. Your spouse is always taken for granted. Your health, yes, your body, your health does not issue a demand notice before it begins to deteriorate. Tell me, has anybody over here have heard this? That before your heart is getting an attack, it has issued a demand notice that Baba, please, now this heart is going, you're not taking care of this heart. And that is why now I'm going to get an attack tomorrow morning. Yes, you get the symptoms, but you ignore them. But the heart goes on working. It does not issue you a demand notice. It is you who have to understand the symptoms and who have to take care. So take care of all these valuable things as well. Not that again and again I'm telling you, not that I'm saying that work less. I am not saying that ignore your work. I am just saying that create a balance. And how, that is a personal question, for every person it differs. There are certain persons, people who are working in night shifts for maybe outsourced work. For them sleep cannot be taken at night hours. But yes, you have to complete your 8 hours of sleep, your 7 hours of sleep, your 6 hours of your sleep. You must complete that. Now how, that you have to manage, but you have to give attention. You have to make both your living and your existing urgent. You have to give attention to both your things, your work as well as your life. So life whispers and work shouts, and because work shouts louder, we respond to it first. Yeah. So when you are, going on the road, and when the dogs bark, immediately you give your attention to those barking dogs. But then when the air, the breeze, it flows around you, you just feel it. You don't give attention to it, right? So now, when you go for a walk, you go for a stroll, don't give attention to the barking dogs first. You give attention, you feel that, since we have monsoons over here, you feel that little droplets of water on your face. You feel that cool breeze that is flowing around. Feel all those aromas. Think about all these things, right? So the birthday that never came back, this is a real story. I have heard this from a person who is actually regretting it but can't help, can't uh, revert it back. A very close friend of mine, a professional, not that a chartered accountant, but a professional. A few years ago, we were, not even a few years ago, I should say, a few months back, we were just chilling out, and you know, uh, he he shared his heart out with me, and that time he told me this with full of regret and full of guilt in his mind. But then, of course, this incident changed him for forever, and changed him for forever good. He shared something that stayed with me, and today, when I got a chance, I thought that I should share this with you all. His 6-year-old son had actually planned his birthday for weeks. The child had only one request: Papa, this year, please, this year, in bold and italics, this year, please come before the cake cutting. Now, why I said bold and italics this year? Because this has become a routine for that child, for that 6-year-old child, in for his 6 birthdays, maybe the first and second birthday he did not remember as well. But then, as long as he has, he had understood that his father never came. He did come in the birthday, but he never came before the cake cutting. So his father this time promised, I will definitely come, son. I will surely be there. But then that afternoon, an important client walked into the office. One discussion became another, one file became another, one phone call became another. And by the time he reached home, it was already the end of the party. Yeah. And though, while even when he was sitting with the client or when he was attending all those things, his mind was definitely behind those balloons, behind those cake cutting, behind those party, behind that dance. He was, getting calls from his home. He was getting those photos in the uh, maybe family group. But the one thing that was there is there was no smile on his child's face. When he reached home, the balloons were still there. The decorations were still there. The cake was still there, but his son was asleep. That little boy had waited for full 2 hours. He had refused to cut the cake because he wanted his papa to be with him, his hero to be with him. Finally, everyone convinced him. He did cut the cake, but there was no smile. That, full length smile that should have been there, with the satisfaction that his father was standing behind him. And he slept. The father stood beside his sleeping child and realized something. He realized that client would never remember that extra meeting. He would never remember those hours that he had put in for him. But his son, his 6-year-old son, would always remember that he wasn't there for his sixth birthday. And maybe this he would never say this again on his face, but this would remain for forever under his minds. And that day, this friend of mine, he promised himself that never ever in future he would give priority to, he would not sacrifice his child's expectations for anything. Friends, some opportunities are financial, I do understand, but there are other opportunities which are emotional. The emotional ones never come with extensions. The meeting with the client may have happened the next day, but the smile that the child should have had would never come back again. So, as I say, you should, prioritize things properly. You should know where to create that Lakshman Rekha for yourself. I'm not saying that sacrifice your finances. I'm not saying again and again, I'm telling you here, I am not saying that you do not work for your earning, but work for your living. Balance that. Do not forget that you have family to attend. Do not forget family. Do not forget that you have your own body which needs fuel, which needs health. Do not skip those lunches for work. It just takes 10 minutes to have that lunch on proper time. So do not postpone it. And believe me, if you have that tummy full now, you can work better. Your efficiency will increase. So do not prioritize your work for your valuable things like your health, your body, your family, your friends. Do not do that. Let me, something, let me make it very, very clear. Success is actually very beautiful. Please do not at all misunderstand me. This is absolutely nothing wrong with building a successful practice, or maybe attending those successful, becoming a CEO of certain company, or reaching that height of the business. There's nothing wrong at all. There is nothing wrong with earning well. There is nothing wrong with expanding your office. There is nothing wrong with being ambitious. In fact, our ICAI itself stands on the foundation of excellence. The problem is not success. The problem begins when success starts deciding every other priority in our lives. when every conversation becomes about revenue, when every decision becomes about growth, professional growth, when every relationship becomes secondary, when every vacation becomes optional, when every celebration becomes postponable. I would repeat these lines again and again. That problem is not the problem is not when it is not success, it is when success starts deciding your priorities. Then this success becomes quietly becomes our master, and we becomes the slaves who do not understand anything else. So here I want everyone to think about this one question. If tomorrow your office is closed, this shouldn't happen. Just imagine, praying for this. Or in fact, you should, your office should reach the best of the heights of the world. In fact, you should be the best MNC in the world. But just imagine, if tomorrow your office is closed for 1 month, who would miss you the most? Your clients? No, they'll go to some other CA or your family. I do not want any answer over here. I want you people to ponder on this. Who will miss you, your clients or your family? Okay, another question. Who deserves to miss you the least? Is it that your client should miss you the least? In fact, your clients never misses because you are there available for them for 24 by 7. Even at the wee hours, if somebody calls you up, maybe at 11 o'clock in the night, you are fast asleep, and somebody calls you up, your esteemed client, he calls you up. What do you do? Do you pick up the call? Yes, you do pick up. And in fact, he asks you, Are so gaye the CA saab aap? And you answer, No, 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 it's okay. I do not sleep so early. You can tell me, what do you want? Isn't it? Just ponder over this. Don't you answer this way? You do. But just, change the person in you, this situation. It is your daughter who was fast asleep, and suddenly she gets some scary dream, and she comes up to you and she wakes you up, and you are like, Arey yaar, kya hai? Just go to sleep. It was just a dream. Why are you thinking so much? Don't you answer this way? Most of us do that. Even I used to do this some years back. Yes, I used to do it. I'm not um, uh, I can confess this over here in front of you all. That's yes, I did answer this way because she was not my priority. I used to feel, अरे यार मेरी नींद खराब हो गई. Tomorrow morning I have to get up early. I have to finish so many calls in the morning. I have to attend a client meeting. I have to finish the report. And she just came up and she disturbed my sleep. And now I won't be able to sleep again, maybe for 2 hours. So this was all going in my mind. And then I realized that no, this is the time she needs me. She's scared and she wants me to protect her. She wants me to calm her minds. And that time, these realizations made me understand that yes, I have to prioritize. Okay, what will happen tomorrow? Maybe I won't get up early, and maybe I'll miss some 2 or 3 calls that I was supposed to make at 10 o'clock. Maybe I'll make those calls at 10:30. So what will happen? But if this daughter of mine, she's scared, and this scare remains in her mind, it will definitely rot her brain. This is a psychology. Science has also proved this. So, yes, I do not want my family to miss me ever. They should feel that, yes, I am available for them 24 by 7. even if I am not with them physically, but I am available for them. So this is when, maybe last 3 to 4 years, I have made this rule in my own life, that I have certain persons chosen in my life. Some, and don't think so that they are just family members. I do have some of my friends also, which I know that they are not in a good state and they need me many a time. So even if I am into a meeting, I do pick up their call. I do listen what they want, and if I feel that yes, this can be handled after the meeting, I do tell them that I am in a meeting and I'll give you a call after maybe 1 hour and we'll sort it this out. So this word, this sentence, that we'll sort it out, this itself calms them down, and they feel that yes, there is somebody for me who's going to help me. Similarly, doesn't this happen with your clients as well? When they call you up in an agony, when they have received some notice or maybe some demand, and suddenly they'll call you up and they'll be so panicked, and you just tell them these single words that don't worry, we'll sort it out. Don't they feel calm? So this same applies to your friends and family. This same applies to your own body, that you have to tell them that Baba, I am there for you. I'll give you nutrition. I'll give you health. I'll give you exercise. I am there for you. I am there for you 24 by 7. I tell my brain, I'm going to give you a relaxation. Don't worry. You work hard right now. I'll give you relaxation as well. And believe me, my brain works harder. This is not some story that I'm making up. Yeah, this is what I have experienced. This is most of the people have experienced. When I calm down my brain, it works more efficiently. Yes. So many professionals are unknowingly making their families wait the longest, making their health wait the longest. They are living that draft, you know. So don't do that. Prioritize things. Yes. So this psychology, there is, this psychology, but which every interesting psychology that every chartered accountant, interesting pattern, in fact, it is that every chartered accountant is facing. We divide life into seasons. Don't tell me rainy season, winter season, spring, or summer. We have different season of our own. We professionals, we chartered accountants, we have our own seasons. We have audit season, so it is after this season. This psychology is called after this season, after audit season, after tax season, after GST season, after bank audit, after statutory audit, after annual general meeting, after year end closing, every season promises relief. But then another season arrives. The profession changes, technology changes, law changes, deadlines changes, clients increase, and responsibilities increase. If you and me, my friends, wait for a season without work, we may wait your entire life. Perhaps the question should not be when will work reduce? The real question is how do I continue living while the work continues? I'm repeating this question. Please embed this in your minds. How do I continue living while the work continues? Because work is never going to stop, and God makes the work should never stop. You should prosper, but the life should not stop either. You all must be feeling that this is some kind of a passion, but it is not. Because once you start practicing all these things, you will see the difference in yourself, difference in your environment, difference in your body. and in fact difference in your work efficiency as well. So let's have an exercise. Not that physical exercise. Let's have a mental exercise over here. I'm going to tell you the name of this exercise is your empty chair. Now think about it. Think, ponder over this, your empty chair. What am I going to tell you in the next maybe 5-10 minutes? Yes? So, any thoughts over here? Okay, I'll tell you. This, your empty chair, I want you to imagine your office. Okay? Picture your chair. Now, imagine you don't go to the office for 1 month. What will happen? Someone else will sit in that chair, right? Your files will move from you to your another partner, maybe, or maybe your successor. Your emails will definitely be answered. Your clients will adjust. Maybe they'll wait for you for a month, or maybe they'll discuss the things with other staff and partners or of your office. Now, right? This is the scenario. Now, another scenario we have. Imagine the dining table at your home. Your chair is empty, not for a month, only for an evening. Maybe you are on a work trip, you're somewhere outside, and your dining table chair is waiting, is empty. So tell me, can that chair be replaced so easily? Will not your friends and family call you up and ask you, like my spouse, we are from Bhilai, and Bhilai and Raipur is just like 40 minutes, and most of our work is in Raipur as well. So my spouse, again, he is also a chartered accountant. So he travels to Raipur maybe 5 days in a week for some work, right? And in case we do have a time at our home, we eat food around 8:30. We all eat food together, and in case someday he's not there available, my children, my in-laws, they'll definitely call up him and ask him, "Kitna time hai beta? Kitna time hai papa? How much time you'll take to reach back? Should we wait for you and we can have dinner together?" So that is what I want to prove here, that this dining table chair cannot be replaced. There are some places where your presence is functional, and there are some places where your presence is emotional. Never ever confuse these two places. Your presence, where it is required, you should prioritize it, and priorities should be made with sane minds, right? So here, since we all are chartered accountants and we understand this language of debit and credits very easily, and we understand this language of assets and liabilities very easily, let me ask you something. If your life were a balance sheet today, what would appear under assets? How you already have that on the screen, but yes, still, what would appear under assets? Integrity, your knowledge, your professional reputation, your financial security. Wonderful, isn't it? Now, what would appear under liabilities? The stress, the high blood pressure, the missed family moments, the unanswered conversations, the regret, the silence, the loneliness. Ladies and gentlemen, here a financially healthy balance sheet can still hide emotional insolvency, and this should not happen. All these things that are seen on this liability side, They should all become your assets as well. You should not have anything on your liability side, right? This balance sheet of your life is the only balance sheet which will be unbalanced. You should have everything on your asset. You should have success under your asset, and you should have life also under your asset. You should have good clients, as well as you should have good family. You should have no regrets. You should have no guilt. This is what the balance sheet of life should look like, which is unbalanced. And believe me, only if this balance sheet is unbalanced, all your balance sheets in your life will be balanced. And let me tell you, today's session, since it is on soft skills, it is on all these emotional intelligence I'm talking about here, but there are other sessions also wherein I had taken up how to handle your clients, how to get more and more clients. So you can just go through them also, and you'll understand how we can balance both the things. So, if meaningful living keeps getting postponed, what exactly are we postponing? Think about it. Think about it very religiously. If you are postponing a meaningful life, you are postponing your health, you're postponing your relationships, you're postponing your presence, you're postponing your peace, you're postponing your purpose. So let us examine this invisible assets of life, because unlike depreciation in books, their value cannot simply be restored through accounting entries. I'm sorry. Sorry. So, as I was saying, you cannot, reverse the values through accounting entries. You cannot rectify them. They require attention while life is happening. So, let us move from deadlines to lifelines, right? You can just phrase this sentence somewhere in front of your eyes while you are sitting in an office, that let us move from deadlines to lifelines. This will remind you how to live your life. So far we have discovered something uncomfortable. Most professionals are not postponing success, they are postponing life. And the irony is, the very people who teach businesses about sustainability often struggle to sustain themselves. Why do we, hear this so many times? A 40-year chartered accountant had a heart attack, had a heart fail. Why? Come on, yaar. Your ancestors have been living for hundreds of years. Why can't you? Because you were not understanding those symptoms that your body was giving. You were not ready. Not that you were not capable, but you were not ready to balance between your life and your profession. So, the professionals who advise companies on long term planning often forget to plan their own lives. Today, I don't want to talk about work life balance. I don't even like that phrase. Seriously, I'm telling you, I do not like that phrase, because balance suggests that work and life are two different things, right? But let me give you this truth of life. Work is actually a part of your life. The real question here should be, has work occupied the entire space that is meant for life? Has work dominated my life? This should be the question here. There shouldn't be any question that am I maintaining work life balance. So, friends, as this slide is saying here, the calendar never lies. It does not say a single lie. Friends, there is one document that never lies. Not your balance sheet, not your income tax return, not your net worth statement, your calendar. Your calendar tells the truth. If I looked at my calendar for the last 3 months, maybe I could tell you your real priorities. Now, what you claim is important, but what you actually received, your time, right? You claim that I want to give on health, but did you give time to your health? You claim that you want to give time to your friends, you want to spend time with them, but did you actually do that? No. Many of us, in fact, some years back, even I used to proudly say, my family is my priority. My health comes first. I value relationships. Wonderful. Now, let us compare that statement with reality. How many hours did we spend this week on client meetings? And how many hours did we spend checking emails? How many hours did we spend scrolling on our phones? And how many uninterrupted hours did we spend talking to our spouse without looking at the phone? How many evenings did we spend listening to our parents? How many mornings did we spend taking care of our own body? So, friends, time is the purest expression of love. Where your time goes, your life goes. So, imagine the diary of a practicing chartered accountant. Yeah, Monday, income tax hearing. Tuesday, GST reconciliation. As I told you, I have a plan for my day every day. Wednesday, audit review. Thursday, ROC compliance. Friday, client presentation. Saturday, staff meeting. Sunday, pending work. Now let us imagine another diary, the one that is given on the right. Monday, walk with spouse. Tuesday, dinner with parents. Wednesday, reading. Thursday, playing with children. Friday, yoga. Saturday, meeting old friends. And Sunday is for silence. So, which diary looks richer? Most people will say the second one. Yet, why most of us are living the first one? In fact, I tell you, both these diaries can be combined together. You can have income tax hearing on Monday, as well as you can walk with your spouse for half an hour. Wow. You know, you just have to have that Lakshman Rekha in your life. You should know that it is Monday today. I had income tax hearing. I will do that. And today evening, when I go back, 7 o'clock, I'll have dinner, maybe at 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, I'll just tell my spouse, come on, we'll go for a walk for 20 minutes, maybe. That much is enough. It does not require 20 hours. It just needs 20 minutes. Maybe income tax hearing required an entire day, but a walk with spouse just requires 20 minutes. A GST reconciliation maybe has taken a week, but a dinner with parents just need 1 hour. An audit review must have been taken 3 days, but reading a single page will not even take 5 minutes. So both these diaries, my friends, can be combined together and they'll become a part of your life. They'll become your life, right? So do that. The tragedy is not that we are busy. The tragedy is that we have accepted busyness as success, right? So just have this good diary. Now, a senior chartered accountant once narrated something with tears in his eyes. We had, when I was a chairperson, and we had this program called WeCare, and there a senior chartered accountant, a very senior person and a person very close to my heart, he just narrated something with tears in his eyes. His daughter was in class 5. She had been selected to deliver the welcome speech during the school annuals day. For weeks she practiced. She practiced not with herself but also it in front of this senior of mine. Every evening she would ask, Papa, you will come, will you not? And he smiled and promised, Of course, my beta, I will come. On the day of the function, an unexpected survey happened at one of his clients' premises. He rushed there. Hours passed. His phone battery died. By the time he reached home, his daughter had already returned. She quietly handed him a certificate and he congratulated her. She smiled and said only one sentence. Papa, I wasn't looking for your congratulations. I was actually looking for you. I know this was, not that daughter, this is what me telling here, that I know this scenario was unavoidable for the CA, but then maybe that daughter spoke this way because this had become a routine for her, because she was hurt somewhere. This was a routine for every program that she did. And that is why today that hurt bursted out and she just said this. This is what that senior person realized. But then he was in such an age that this school annual function was never happening again. Her daughter has already been very successful in her own life, and she was staying somewhere abroad, and that class 5 daughter was long gone back, and this could not be reverted. So this he said this, that friends, this sentence has no accounting treatment. This sentence that Papa, I was looking not for your congratulations, but I was looking for you, does not have any accounting treatment. There is no provision under any accounting standard that allows us to recognize the value of that missed moment. So, some losses can never be measured and can never be reverted back, right? So, deadlines have extensions actually, but life does not. As professionals, we are fortunate. Many of our statutory deadlines get extended. Sometimes we even fuss that why they are getting extended. In fact, I am never in a favor of getting a deadline extended, because that hampers my planning, it hampers my working, it hampers everything. But still, we do have deadlines that can be extended. Sometimes due dates are revised, sometimes late fees are waived, we get amnesty schemes, sometimes government issues notifications, sometimes courts grant relief, but life does not. There is no extension for your child's childhood. There is no revised due date for spending time with aging parents. There is no condonation application for ignored health. There is no appeal against lost memories. That is why the title of today's session is so very powerful: Living on Draft. Because every day we postpone the final version of life. The final version of life is getting shorter and shorter, and we are postponing it. So, when we prepare financial statements, we classify assets very carefully: current assets, non current assets, tangible assets, intangible assets. Let me ask you, what are the real assets of life? I'll tell you: health, trust, friendship, character, peace of mind, integrity, faith, relationships, memories, notice something about someone oh, valued to you. But the sad part is none of these appear in your financial statements. Yet, these are the assets people remember after we are gone. No one stands at a funeral and says he filed excellent GST returns. Nobody says she always submitted tax audits before time. People remember something else. They remember he was always there when somebody needed him. She made everyone feel so very important. He never forgot any of his social programs. She inspired so many people. So that is the balance sheet that truly survives us, right? So, friends, let us do something every chartered accountant enjoys. Any guesses? So, we as chartered accountants enjoy a lot an audit. But today, you are both the auditor and the audited, right? Now, take a sheet of paper. Yes, literally, I'm telling you, take a sheet of paper here and draw four columns, right? I believe that you are on your desk and you have a pen and paper. So just take that pen and paper and draw four columns. The column one, it is called health. The column two, it is called relationships. The column three, it is called career. And the column four, it is called self. Now, give yourself marks out of 10. Not according to what society thinks, not according to what people around you think, but according to what you think for yourself, according to the reality, according to what your conscious knows about yourself. So, how many of you here gave your career 8 or 9? Probably most of us. How many gave relationships the same score? And the health and the peace? So that gap, this gap between career, health, relationship, and peace is today's discussion, right? Every CA understands opportunity cost. So if I invest rupees 10 lakh year, I lose the opportunity to invest it elsewhere, right? Simple. Now let us calculate another opportunity cost. Every Sunday that I have spent in office means one Sunday not spent with myself, maybe with my friends, maybe with my family, right? So this is the opportunity cost. It is not financial, but yes, you are losing it. Every cancelled vacation or every vacation that never came, which was there only on paper and pen, means one memory that never got created. Every ignored medical checkup means one risk that silently was growing. Every postponed conversation may become a conversation that never happened. So, opportunity cost is not only financial, it is emotional as well. And emotional opportunity costs are irreversible. So, here I have another story. There was one professional, his father used to call him every evening, and the son was always busy. He used to, pick up the call, but he used to say, I'll call you later, Papa. I have a meeting, Papa. I am with a client, Papa. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Papa. And this tomorrow became another tomorrow and another tomorrow. And in fact, this tomorrow never came. And one day the phone rang again. This time it wasn't his father, it was his neighbor. His father had suffered a massive heart attack. He survived, but he lost his speech. The son told me, for the next 3 years, I visited him regularly, but I never again heard him say my name. Just imagine how he must be feeling. So, friends, never postpone a conversation with people who may not always be there for you. Tell me, does anybody on this space do not have an expiry date? We all have an expiry date. We are going to expire. We do have a due date. Every living human being have a due date. They are going to go back to their eternity journey. So then, when you know that they, but you do not know when this due date is. Maybe it is tomorrow. Maybe it is day after tomorrow. Maybe it is years after, or maybe it is centuries after. But it is there, na? So do not postpone this conversation. Clients can wait, notifications can wait, emails can wait. Some people cannot. So every morning before opening your email, ask yourself four simple questions. Who needs me professionally today? Who needs me personally today? What can only I do today? Where I am important, and what can wait till tomorrow? These four questions can change the quality of your life. I'm repeating the questions again. Who needs me professionally today? Who needs me personally today? What can I do today? What can wait till tomorrow? So these four questions should be, the emblem of your life every morning. So, friends, here we have spoken about health, we have spoken about relationships, we have spoken about parents, we have spoken about children, time, presence, everything. But there is another silent enemy that we all have. Yes, it is there for me as well. Every one of us has this silent enemy. It affects almost every chartered accountant, and this enemy is called perfection. We are trained to search for errors, we are rewarded for accuracy, but somewhere perfection escaped from our profession and entered our personal life. Let us understand why our pursuit of perfection often prevents us from experiencing joy. Because sometimes done is better than perfect, and presence is always more valuable than perfection. So far we have spoken about deadlines, we have spoken about postponed dreams, we have spoken about invisible opportunity costs. But now we must ask a deeper question to ourselves. Why do intelligent people continue living this way even after knowing the consequences? The answer lies in one single word: perfection. Yes, as chartered accountants, perfection is not just a habit, it is our professional DNA. Yes, it is. It is our professional DNA. From the very first day of articleship, we are trained to look for mistakes. When everyone else in the boardroom reads a balance sheet, we look for discrepancies. When someone reads a contract, we look for hidden clauses. When someone sees a financial statement, we see missing disclosures. We are rewarded for accuracy. We are appreciated for precision. And rightly so, because our profession demands excellence. But slowly, without realizing it, without even understanding this professional excellence quietly enters our personal lives. And then everything becomes a project. Everything needs to be perfect. The perfect office, the perfect investment, the perfect house, the perfect school, the perfect vacation, the perfect retirement plan. And while we are busy creating the perfect life, we forget to live it. So, this is the perfection trap. I want all of you to think about this. How many of us have postponed something because this is not the right time? I need to earn a little more. I need to become more settled. I need one more promotion. I need one more branch office. I need to finish one more project. Friends, have you noticed the definition of settled keeps changing? When we were students, qualifying in CA meant settled. Then, what was the next settled? It became getting a job, then becoming a partner, then owning an office, then buying a house, then children's education, then retirement planning. The destination keeps moving. Psychologist calls this the arrival fallacy, the belief that happiness will finally arrive after reaching the next milestone. But every milestone quietly creates another milestone. The finish line keeps on shifting and life remains permanently under construction, right? So let me ask you a question. When was the last time you completed a major professional milestone and said, I have enough? Not enough money, enough achievement, enough recognition, enough expansion, enough competition. Most of us never say that because our profession teaches us continuous improvement. That is wonderful professionally, but personally, it can become exhausting. There is nothing wrong with wanting to grow. The problem begins when gratitude disappears. People often confuse excellence with perfection. They are not the same. Excellence and perfection is not the same. Our profession says that we should be excellent, it never says we should be perfect. Excellence says, I will give my best, and perfection says, nothing is ever enough. Excellence inspires confidence. Perfection creates anxiety. Excellence improves performance, and perfection postpones happiness. Excellence celebrates progress, and perfection only notices shortcomings. Friends, ICAI never asked us to become perfect. It always asked us to become excellent. It always asked us to become ethical, competent, independent, reliable. Somewhere we added perfection ourselves. So now I have, another example. A person who planned a surprise for his wife on their 20th wedding anniversary. A dinner reservation, flowers, a handwritten letter, everything was, so glamorous, so nice. He was genuinely excited. At 4 o'clock in the evening, a client called, just 10 minutes. सीए साहब बस 10 मिनट लूंगा आपका. 10 minutes became 1 hour. 1 hour became another. The dinner reservations was cancelled. He reached home carrying flowers. His wife smiled, accepted the flowers, and quietly said, it's all right. Now I'm getting used to it. Here, this is what exactly I discussed before also. People have started getting used to it, and you have started getting used to taking them for granted. Friends, that sentence itself is far more dangerous than an argument. When people stop complaining, sometimes they have stopped expecting. Relationships do not usually end with one big incident, they slowly weaken through repeated absence. Think back to your childhood. Can you remember any expensive gift someone gave you when you were 10 years old, maybe? Most of us cannot, but we remember who attended our school function, who held our hand, who listened, who laughed with us, who believed in us. Children don't spell love as Money. They spell love as Time. Parents don't need expensive gifts, they need conversation. Spouses don't need grand speeches, they need your attention. So, presence is the rarest gift in today's world. And the beautiful thing is, it costs nothing, nothing at all. Now, let us have a mobile phone experiment. I want everyone to take out your mobile phone. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell you to switch it off. Just hold it. Now imagine that this phone shows one statistic, not your screen time, not your battery percentage. It shows one number. The number of times your loved ones looked at you while you were looking at your phone. How large would that number be? Have you noticed something? Sometimes we are physically present, but mentally absent, and we do not even understand this. We do not even feel this. We are sitting with our family, yet replying to clients, attending a birthday, yet checking emails, watching a movie, yet worrying about tomorrow's meeting. So, presence is not about location, presence is about attention. I visited a beautiful park one evening and children were playing there. Parents were sitting on benches. Something caught my attention. You know, as a speaker, you need to have lots of examples, and that is why you become more observant. So, almost every parent was looking at a mobile phone. The children kept shouting, Mummy, look, Papa, see me. Most parents replied, Haan, beta, without even looking up. Friends, the child wasn't asking for appreciation, the child was asking for attention. Sometimes our children compete with our profession. Sometimes they compete with our phones, and many don't even realize this that we are losing them. After certain time, they will not need you because they know that you are not there for them. So, I want to give you one practical habit today, the 5-minute rule. And please, I request all of you, earnestly request that please follow this. When you enter your home after work, for the first 5 minutes, do nothing. Actually, practically nothing. No phone, no television, no emails, no complaints. Simply sit with your family and ask, how was your day? Listen to them without interrupting, without giving advice, without judging them, without solving any problem. Just listen. 5 minutes every day. I'm sure I need a promise from every one of you. Only this thing I want all of you to take back with you and follow this religiously. Just listen. 5 minutes every day. Over 1 year, that becomes more than 30 hours of uninterrupted presence. And relationships would grow consistently. You know, you'll feel good. Even you'll grow with a more every day you'll come with more efficiency to your workplace. You'll be more happy because your environment around will be more happy just by this 5 minutes. So I want your every one of you to close your eyes for just 30 seconds. Think of one person you deeply love. And now ask yourself, if tonight becomes the last conversation you ever have with that person, would you speak differently? Would you listen more? Would you hug a little longer? Would you postpone that apology? Would you postpone saying, I am proud of you? I love you, thank you. Friends, life becomes meaningful when we stop assuming there will always be another opportunity. See, guys, I know this is not what a chartered accountant normally speaks about. My topic today is totally different, but believe me, this is the most crucial topic of your life. And if you excel this topic, if you pass this exam, you are going to excel professionally like anything. There would be no bounds for you, there would be no limits for you, even professionally. Just follow this for next 21 days, just absorb all that I have said today and follow it. Believe me, after 21 days, you yourself would connect with me through LinkedIn, through messages, through WhatsApp, through emails. By the way, it would be available on the last slide. And you yourself would tell me the stories of changes. Definitely, you'll feel the change not only in your life, but also at your workplace, also at your efficiency of work. Please do not misunderstand today's message. We are not asking professionals to become less committed. India needs ethical chartered accountants. Businesses need competent advisors. The economy depends upon responsible professionals. But the nation also needs healthy, professional, emotionally available parents, caring spouses, present children, balanced leaders. The objective is not to reduce ambition. The objective is to expand the definition of success. Success should include peace. Success should include health. It should include relationships. It should include joy. So far, we have understood why we postpone life. We have discovered the hidden cost of perfection. We have realized that presence is more valuable than perfection. Now, only one question remains. What do we do from tomorrow morning? How do we stop living on draft? How do we finally begin writing the final version of our life? Let us convert today's reflection into action, because insight without action changes nothing. So far, we have traveled together through an honest journey. We have discovered that many of us are knowingly living on draft. We understand why professionals postpone meaningful living. So we realize that deadlines often become more important than families, lifelines. We discovered that perfection silently steals presence. So now comes the most important question: what changes tomorrow morning, rather after this webinar? Because of today's webinar only inspires us, it will be forgotten. I'm sure about it. But if today's webinar changes one habit, one conversation, one decision, then it has served its purpose. I would feel that this webinar was a word. So, friend, knowledge changes nobody, application changes everyone. So, let me ask you something. How many of us know that exercise is important? Almost everyone, right? How many know that spending time with family is important? Everyone. How many knows stress affects health? Everyone. Then why don't we do it? Because information has never been our problem. Implementation is. As chartered accountants, we possess enormous knowledge. But today's discussion is not about knowing, it is about choosing. I want all of you to imagine something. Suppose tomorrow morning ICAI introduce a completely new assignment. I believe our council members would do that definitely. Every chartered accountant has to conduct one audit every year. Not of a company, not of a trust, not of a cooperative society, not of a LLP, but of one person, yourself. And imagine the audit report contains only 5 questions. Did you live according to your values? Did you give enough time to the people who loved you? Did you take care of the body that carried you throughout life? Did you continue learning and growing as a person? If today was your last day, would you be satisfied with the way you lived? See, so easy. Only 5 questions, one audit, 5 questions, and lots of fees. The fees would not be financial but would be emotional. What opinion would you issue? An unmodified opinion? A qualified opinion? Or would there be an adverse opinion? Just think of it and live your life according to it. So, as professionals, we know something called reopening of assessment, rectification, revision, appeal, review, fresh opportunity. Life offers very few of these. These are some conversations that once missed can never be reopened. There are some hugs that can never be taken again. There are some birthdays that never return, some festivals, some vacations, some childhood moments, some final goodbyes. Life has never limited, has very limited reassessment proceedings. So if I had a glass jar with me today, I would fill it with three things: large rocks, small stones, and sands. The large rocks represent health, family, values, character, purpose. The small stones represent career, money, house, car, businesses. The sand represents emails, meetings, notifications, social media, minor worries. Now tell me, if I fill the jar with sand first, will the rocks fit? No, that is exactly what many professionals are doing. We are filling life with sands, we are filling them with emails, meetings, notifications, and then wondering why there is no room for family. The solution is simple: put the rocks first, everything else will automatically adjust. Researchers who have interviewed people in final stages of life discovered something remarkable. People rarely regret, I wish I had attended one more meeting. I wish I had filed one more return. I wish I had checked my emails more often. This is a actual research. It is not a story that I have made. Psychologists have done this actually. Instead, these people, they say, I wish I had spent more time with my family. I wish I had worried less. I wish I had traveled. I wish I had expressed my feelings. I had enjoyed life. So, friends, let us learn wisdom before regret teaches it. As chartered accountants, we maintain ledgers. Let us prepare one more ledger, the life ledger. On the debit side, write everything that drains your life: constant anxiety, comparisons, negative thinking, overwork, guilt, ignoring health, postponing joy. On the credit side, write everything that enriches your life: laughter, friendship, exercise, prayer, learning, nature, family dinners, acts of kindness. Now ask yourself, which side receives more entries every week? Just think about it and think which needs more priorities of yours. So now I have another story here. I once met two retired chartered accountants. Both had brilliant careers. Both had very successful practices. Both were financially secure. One gentleman spent the entire conversation talking about assessments won, clients handled, income earned, professional achievements. Keep that in mind now, that both were equal professionally, both were financially secure. And the other gentleman hardly spoke about work. He spoke about teaching his granddaughters chess, the game of chess, traveling with his wife, morning walks with old friends, learning photography at 65, volunteering every weekend. Both had retired. One had closed the office and the other had opened his life. That day I realized retirement is not an age, it is a mindset. Some people retire from work, and some people retire from living, and some people finally begin living. Yeah. So, to begin living, let us have these four commitments. I want every one of you to make these four commitments to yourself today and the real commitments, right? Not that you're going to postpone them. I will never postpone my health because without health, every achievement becomes difficult to enjoy. I will create uninterrupted family time every week and that 5 minutes rule every day, not leftover time, dedicated time. I will stop waiting for life to become perfect before I enjoy it. Life is beautiful because it is imperfect. Every night before sleeping, I will ask myself one question: did I merely earn today or did I truly live today? Right? And now I have a 30-day living beyond draft challenge for you. Please save this screenshot and put it somewhere in front where you can see it every day. So I invite every chartered accountant listening to me today to join me in this very small but very beneficial experiment for next 30 days. Follow this. Walk for 30 minutes, eat one meal daily with your family, call one person every week simply to ask, how are you? Read for 15 minutes, spend 10 minutes in silence, sleep without your phone besides you. Keep that phone, wo, they say in Hindi, like, your mothers say, Mua phone. So keep this Mua phone outside your bedroom. Write three things you are grateful for. Leave office on time, one day every week. Celebrate one small achievement every Friday. You don't need a new life, you need new habit. So I have this score your own life for you. Just this is the final audit thing. Just have this scored for your own self and ponder over it and think about what you have to change in yourself. So let me end with a story again over here. A teacher once gave every student a pencil and she asked, what do you see? Some said wood, some said graphite, some said an eraser. And then she smiled. She said, every pencil has one beautiful quality: it can always write a new chapter, but only until it becomes too small. So, friends, life is exactly like that pencil. Every morning you get another page. Every year the pencil becomes shorter. None of us knows how many pages remain. The only thing we control is what we write today. Write on today's page and write today. So be there, Uh, keep on writing good things in a page, the fruitful things. Do not just exist but live. So I now request every one of you to close your eyes for 1 minute. Imagine you are celebrating your 80th birthday. Your family is around you, your friends are there, your children speak about you, your grandchildren speak about you. And what do you want them to say? I am glad he earned a lot of money, or I am grateful he was always there for you. So, what legacy do you want? A successful practice or a meaningful life? Hopefully, both, because they are not enemies. When managed wisely, they become partners. So, my dear professional colleagues, every year we certify financial statements, perhaps tonight before sleeping. certify something else. Ask yourself, have I been treating life as a draft, or have I finally started writing the final version? Remember, the purpose of life is not merely to make a living, it is to make a life. The purpose of success is not to postpone happiness, it is to enhance it. And the purpose of time is not merely to fill our calendars, it is to fill our hearts. Because one day our clients will remember our competence, our profession will remember our integrity, but our family will remember our presence. Choose wisely, choose consciously, choose today. Because the greatest risk in life is not failure. The greatest risk is reaching the end of life and discovering that you spent all your years preparing for the final accounts while never preparing the final version of your own life. Friends, don't live on draft anymore. Start living today. Thank you so much. May all of you continue to achieve professional excellence while also creating a life that is rich in love, health, memories, and purpose. So I thank Beneficiary Directorate to giving me this opportunity, and I thank all of you for having this conscious listening to me. And I just hope that you all are going to take away this thing uh, with you today, and would, practice this, and of course would find the change in you. I'm sure, I am damn sure about it, that you are going to feel a change not only in your personal life but also your professional life, and you'll have a great living ahead, a great successful living, which is their success in your life, in your personal life as well as your professional life. So please follow this, and please have a final version of your life. Do not live on the draft. Friends, one day the world will stop asking for our balance sheet, but life will still ask for our balances. So let us ensure that when that final audit happens, our greatest asset is not the wealth we accumulated, but the life we truly live. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I also thank all the officials who have made this webinar a very successful one, and for bringing up this topic ahead. The phone number, the email, the LinkedIn are all available on the screen. You can connect me for anything and everything. You can connect me on various other topics as well. So thank you so much. Technical team, we can stop the meeting here. I cannot hear you. Yeah, please. I'm open for the questions. Okay. Okay, I completely agree to what you are saying, but when we already have so much in our plate, how would you suggest diverting our attention to something else? I agree totally to this. And in fact, I had also discussed this in my webinar, that you have so much on your plate. And the idea behind this is that you do not divert your attention, but you prioritize your attention. And you can delegate things, you can plan properly. When you know that the due date for GST returns is 11th of every month, why do you have to wait up to 11th day? Why can't you start at the closing of the month? You can start working from first, second, third. You can take help from people. You can take help. You can ask your colleagues to do things, certain things which are not so important that they need your attention. So this way, when you plan, delegate, and prioritize, you can divert your attention to other things as well. And of course, this would come by practice. It would need a certain kind of practice. You have to shut down for some things. You have to create a line in between. Okay. I hope I have cleared this. And now I have another question, that is, there are many people who are running multi billionaire businesses and still have plenty of times with their families, are due to people who are working for them day and night. Yes, this is what exactly I have been, speaking for just a second behind. Just for the previous question, I have answered this only. And believe me, don't think that these multi-billionaire businesses owners have become multi-billionaire in a day. Take an example of Ambani's. Not that I am favoring them or promoting them, but yes, take a example of them. They have not become multi-billionaire in a day, but yes, they had discipline in their life. They knew where to cut off. They knew where to say no. They knew what to prioritize. And again, I'm telling you, in the entire 2 hours, I have been telling this, that if your personal life is settled, your professional life excels limitless. This is an observation, this is an experience of not only me, but of many people around. So, see, just for an example, a short example, immediately I'll give you. The day when you leave your home after a fight with your spouse, maybe the entire day you cannot work so efficiently, right? Because you'll be frustrated, you'll be shouting on people, you would not be able to focus on things. But if your day started very nicely, very pleasantly, obviously that day you'll work more. So that is why again and again I'm saying you, if your personal life is settled, if your health is settled, your family is settled, your environment in the office is settled, your professional life will excel limitless. I hope I have answered here. Any more questions? Okay. So great. We can end the meeting here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, everyone, for the patient hearing.